time for another speed reviews where I'm going to be reviewing 32 things I picked up last month from Ulta. I will link the haul down below, but I've had a month to test all of these products and I'm here to give you my update after multiple uses, wears, and testing. And I'm always really excited to do my speed reviews because I feel like I can close a chapter on my opinion on these products. Yeah, there's a couple items from that haul that I didn't feature today because I don't yet feel comfortable giving my speed review for them, so I will put those in the next speed review, but I still got 32 items, so let's go ahead and get into it. The first product that I have is the Physicians Formula Butter Believe It Putty Primer. I love the e.l.f. primer. The e.l.f. one is still my favorite. This one I think might be more appropriate for oily skin. It's not quite as hydrating as the e.l.f. For me, I don't notice that it does anything. I think it adds like a smoother barrier on the skin. However, I just don't care about it. Like, I feel like it doesn't do much for me, so this one, it's not bad, but it's kind of just for me. It's an extra step in my makeup routine. I find something like the e.l.f. to be more beneficial for my skin type. The next product that I have is from Rephr Pro. This is the CC Skin Tint. Oh my gosh, this is the coolest thing in today's video, and I've ended up loving it. So you'll see in the demo that it applies white, and then when you blend it out, it becomes my skin tone. I did pick this up in the shade medium, and not only is it just really cool, but it is a beautiful skin tint. It looks like a second skin. It wears really well. I've had some bad luck with Rephr Pro and Makeup Revolution complexion products, but this one is really nice. It is light coverage, but it does kind of just make your skin look better. It's like your skin, but better. And it's also just an incentive that it's so cool to apply, and it applies great with your fingers. The next product that I have is from Wet n Wild. This is the Tinted Hydrator. This one is also such a beautiful light skin tint. It is a tinted moisturizer. I have it on the other side of my face. Love this one as well. This one also looks like your skin, but better. Comparing this to the Rephr Pro, I would say the Wet n Wild is a little bit more hydrating and has a little bit more glow, whereas the Rephr Pro might be better for those of you who have more oily skin or aren't looking for something quite glowy. Both of them are incredible, but I do like the Wet n Wild just a little bit more. This is the best tinted moisturizer I've ever tried from the drugstore, and it's from Wet n Wild, so it's extra cheap. So if you are looking for a tinted moisturizer, something really lightweight from the drugstore, this is the best that I've tried, especially with the price point that Wet n Wild is. Next product is the Revolution IRL Filter Longwear Foundation. I like this. It is not my favorite foundation from the drugstore. I didn't have a bad experience with it, but I'm also more inclined to reach for other foundations that I like better at this price point. It gives a medium coverage. It's not too glowy. I would say it does have a good wear time, but it's just not as perfecting or as flattering on my skin as some other foundations. So this one I would say is middle of the road. Not a favorite, but also not a hate it. I mean, it's fine, but I wouldn't go out of my way to use this as like a recommendation for somebody. It's kind of just there. And then I also did pick up the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Foundation. This is the matte version. I used this years ago, didn't much care for it, but I wanted to see what I thought of it in 2022. Now that I'm older, I have more experience with makeup, and I really like this. It still does smell quite chemically, but I think this is a great everyday foundation if you're not looking to break the bank. Lasts a long time, has more of a matte coverage. I find that it can look a little dry, maybe a touch heavy, but when I prep properly, I really do like this, and I think it's a great compromise for the price that you're paying. It's one of the most affordable foundations at the drugstore, so I can see why this was so popular many years ago. Not my all-time favorite from the drugstore, but it is a really good one, and considering somebody's budget, I would actually recommend this for somebody. And then the last foundation that I have is the Morphe Glow Stunner Hydrated Tinted Moisturizer. This went quickly onto the worst product that I've tried this year list. This is horrible. The worst product in today's video. It breaks up, it's patchy, it oxidizes, it doesn't layer well with other products. I saw some people on TikTok who said that they enjoyed this, so keep that in mind, but there was no saving grace to this for me. I put it all over my face and I had to take it off. I had to completely redo my makeup, and I rarely ever do that, so this is one of the worst things to touch my face this year. And I'm not even being dramatic when I say that. I mean it. I have a couple concealers. The first one is from Juvia's Place. This is the I Am Magic concealer. Now for my demo today, I mixed it in with the Rare Beauty Under Eye Brightener because I wanted something thinner and lighter because this is a very, very full coverage concealer. I actually quite like it. I definitely recommend it if you're interested. I picked up a shade that was a little too dark for me, so that's my bad. But I would say at this price point, not that Juvia's Place is a drugstore quality brand, but in between high-end and drugstore price point, kind of right there in the middle. And it's one of the most full coverage concealers, and it doesn't look too heavy on the under eyes, which is quite surprising. So if you're looking for something extremely full coverage, I definitely recommend this concealer. I think it's really nice. And I did review the Rare Beauty yesterday. It's not part of this review, but I really liked how it mixed into this concealer. It did exactly what I wanted it to do. And then the other concealer that I picked up, this is a hidden gem, you all. This is the Makeup Revolution Eye Bright Under Eye Concealer. This is so good. Now it's a very, very light coverage, but it leaves a very pretty glow underneath the eye, and it looks like a second skin. This, with a tinted moisturizer, is the perfect no makeup. It's actually quite similar to the Rare Beauty, a little less hydrating, but a good alternative if you don't want to purchase the Rare Beauty. It has the same style packaging as Charlotte Tilbury. Gorgeous, a complete hidden gem. Put a little bit of a peachy toned color corrector underneath, and then this, and it looks so lightweight under the eyes. Like skin, I can't get over it. I think it's going to be amazing for mature skin as well. Okay, moving into cream contours. I have this one from Wet n Wild that I picked up. I picked up a lot of old favorites from Wet n Wild. This is the dual-ended contour stick. I do not like this anymore. I got mine in the shade light and medium. I just think the colors that they chose were not flattering for my skin type. So the contour is way too pink and the highlight is way too stark white. It just doesn't flatter the undertones on my skin. It's not the creamiest product I've ever used either. You can certainly make it work at that Wet n Wild price point. I think it's good for the price point, but the tones are completely off. So I didn't really enjoy this one so much. I also did pick up the Makeup Revolution contour and highlight stick in the shade medium. I picked up light initially and the contour was so light that I wanted to try medium. The contour in medium is still too light, and I want to purchase the darker shade just for a darker contour because I love the formula in here, but the contour shade still is too light. However, the formula itself blends out beautifully, and I really do like the highlight shade in this one. So I like this one a lot more than the Wet n Wild. Tone still is not perfect with these, but the formula itself, this could be high-end. It would fool me. It's really nice. And then I picked up a Wet n Wild Mega Glow Makeup Stick Contour in Where's Walnut. This is my second one. The first one, the packaging broke on me. The cap snapped. So I picked this one up. It's a little bit deeper. It's definitely more, I would say, of a contour because it's warm, but this is phenomenal quality, you guys. So nice. Of these three contours that I talked about, this one is the best. I wish it was a little less warm, but really great for a beginner if you just want a contour stick to test out something like this, to test out like the cream contour method. This is one that I would definitely recommend. Super easy to blend out. I have two powder bronzers. So the first one, they're both from Makeup Revolution, but I got two different formulas. This is the Mega Bronzer in the shade Warm. If you're my skin tone, do not buy this shade. It is too dark. It makes me look like I rolled around in a pile of dirt. It is not forgiving at all. For me, I'm not so into this. The formula, it's okay. Nothing to write home about, honestly. But this shade is terrible on me, so I don't like this one. However, on the contrary, also for Makeup Revolution, I picked up this bronzer Reloaded in the shade Long Weekend. So this has a little bit of a glow to it. I was worried that it would be glittery based on the gold veining in here. Not the case. It looks really smooth on the skin, and the finish, I would argue, is quite flattering for skin. It almost makes it look more smooth and buffed out. So I really like this. The tone is so much better. You can see in the swatch, it's the second one down. It's much more appropriate for my skin tone. So this is actually a top bronzer from the drugstore, I would say, for me. I've been loving this. I think it looks so pretty on the skin. I did pick up 2 cream blushes. The first one is from Makeup Revolution. This is a super dewy liquid blush. I would say this is okay. I'm not jumping for joy with it. I think the color is very pretty and natural on the skin, but I find that when I layer products with it, it kind of disappears, falls into the background. So when I first blend it out, it looks nice. It's quite sheer as you blend it out. You wouldn't expect that when you first put it on, but I find over time it very easily fades, especially if you put other products on top, like a powder blush, a cream highlight, anything like that. It loses the color on the face, which isn't great. So this is an okay product. I'm not in love with it. Something that I would recommend over it is this Wet n Wild Mega Glow Makeup Stick blush. This is in the shade Floral Majority. The shades are very similar. The Makeup Revolution definitely has a dewier finish, but this one lasts a lot longer. It still has that really natural blushed tone to it, but this is, again, a really high quality product, just like the contour counterpart, and beautiful. Again, from the drugstore, you want to try out cream products. Wet n Wild is the way to do it. You're not going to break the bank, and they're extremely high quality. I picked up a liquid highlight, and I'm not normally a fan of liquid highlights, but I got such a good discount. I picked up the Makeup Revolution Bright Light Highlighter in the shade Strobe Champagne. Unfortunately, I am not a fan of this. It's too metallic, and I think it's unflattering. It makes the area that I apply it look kind of dry and emphasizes texture in a way that's just not nice. It can make the skin look aged, as well as the shade itself has too much of a white base, so where I apply it, if I over apply it, it looks like white and splotchy on my face. So today I used it sparingly and I was able to get a really pretty glow, as you can see, but it's just not the best. I don't really like it. I don't recommend it. It's not flattering for the skin. And then the last complexion product that I have is from Wet n Wild. This is the Photo Focus Natural Finish Setting Spray. I don't love this one either. I find that it can burn my eyes if I'm not careful, and it doesn't really do much. There's a lot more setting sprays out there that I feel like are more effective, and I can kind of tell what they're doing. Not this one. This one, honestly, if I just need to wet my face, I'll apply that, but it doesn't really do too much for me. So that was it for complexion. Let's move on to eyes. I am gonna keep the eyeshadow palettes for the end of the video, so hold tight if you're waiting on that. But I picked up 4 brow products. The first one is from JCat. This is the Brow Amazing Duo. JCat is amazing because they are just so affordable. I mean, you can't get any cheaper than the packaging on this. It's horrible, but it is a fine brow powder. I don't think brow powders get enough recognition. When I was a bridal makeup artist, I always would start off with a powder brow product, and I think this is a very nice product. I like how you have a lighter side and a darker side, and they're not too warm on the eyebrows as well. I think these made a really nice, very cheap eyebrow powder, so I like it. It's just really, really cheap packaging, but it certainly got the job done. And then I also picked up 2 eyebrow pencils. Both amazing. So this one from LA Girl, I think I like a little bit more. It's quite dry, so it's not going to look too dark. I feel like this gives very, very natural hair-like strokes. But the LA Girl Shady Slim Brow Pencil in the shade Medium Brown. This, again, is one of those pencils where if you don't want to spend like the $20 at Sephora for a slim brow pencil, get the LA Girl one. It's really nice. I also did really like, moving on to the next one, the CoverGirl Ultra Fine Brow Pencil. This one is almost as good as the LA Girl. This one deposits a little bit more color, so I guess it kind of depends on what you're looking for. I tend to like my brow pencils to be a little dry and not give as much color, but if you want more color, you like to literally draw your brows in instead of filling them in, CoverGirl is also the way to go. I've been quite impressed with CoverGirl lately. Ever since they redid their brand, which was a while ago, but I just recently started retesting the newer products that they have. Really, really nice. This is one of them. The brow pencil itself is made in Germany, which are known for making really great pencils. So that's really exciting. I'm really, really happy with that. And then lastly, I did get this CoverGirl Clean Fresh Brow Gel. I just complimented CoverGirl, but I'm not like in love with this brow gel. It's fine. It gets the job done. It's very lightweight. So if you don't like a brow gel that feels too heavy, go for it. I think you'd like this, but for me, I like a little bit more heavy duty with my brow gels, so it's not strong enough for me, but I haven't hated using it. I just have known when I use it. It's going to be like a lighter brow gel kind of day. I have one eyelid shade. Singular. This is the Flower Beauty Chrome Crush Pressed Pigment. I think I don't like the shade that I picked up, which is this really light green in the shade Jade. It's just a bit underwhelming for me. I've seen other people swatch different colors from this line and they look better, so I think it might just be the shade, but this didn't give an effect that a powder shadow couldn't give. I find that normally with these pressed thingies that they give more impact than you normally would be able to get in a powder eyeshadow, which is what makes it more special. Didn't feel that way about this one. It was a little bit more sheer, but I've heard a lot of good things about this and I've seen really beautiful swatches from other people, so I think it might just be mine, but I wasn't that impressed with it, as well as it's so small. I don't have like super long nails and I struggle to get it on my finger, so if you have long nails it's pretty unusable for you function wise. And then the last product for eyes before we get into eyeshadows, this is the CoverGirl Exhibitionist Lash Enhancing Liquid Eyeliner. So this has lash serum in it, which is awesome, but I love this eyeliner. This is the blackest eyeliner I've ever tried from the drugstore, and you get a lot of product that comes off of the applicator. I would argue sometimes a little too much. There's a lot of product that comes out of this, so it's not the easiest to apply, but it looks the best. It does not smudge. This is kick butt liquid liner from the drugstore. I love this. I actually got another one in PR recently and I'm so excited because I love this one so good. There's a couple eyeliners that I really liked from the drugstore. One is from Maybelline, but I think I like this one a little better now. We'll see. I want to see if it dries out. If it doesn't dry out over time, it will be my number one favorite because the Maybelline does dry out. Okay, lips. I picked up this Essence Soft and Precise Lip Pencil in the shade Legendary. Do not like this color. It's literally lighter than my lip color. And it also is a little bit too dry. And normally I do like a drier lip pencil. But yeah, this was not my favorite. I'm sure if I got a better shade, I could justify it more. Essence, this is only a few bucks. So I'm not really complaining that hard, but I don't like the color and I don't love the formula. I'm sticking to my other lip pencils. I picked up also this Essence Stay Matte Liquid Lipstick. Also not a fan of this. It's either too drying, or if I try to apply a thin layer to make it not as drying, it's uneven. So I don't like this. Again, it's only a few bucks, so I have a hard time like saying this is bad, but without the price tag in mind, I would not use this, if that makes sense. You know, for $2, $3, I'd use this, which is what it is, but comparing it to what I have, if I didn't know the price point of this, I would not like this. And then I also picked up the Flower Beauty Bitten Lip Stain. So I do like this. This is a really nice lip stain from the drugstore. Today I actually put it on top of the liquid lipstick so that it wouldn't stain my actual lips, but I wanted to deepen my lip color. But as a lip stain, this is really great. One of the best from the drugstore. Not really my style is a problem, so I'm not reaching for this very often, but if you're looking for a good one from the drugstore, pop it on. You can wear it like that, or pop it on and then you can wipe it off right away and your lips are already cherry red stained. The last lip product that I have is from Essence. This is a Juicy Balm Shiny Lip Gloss. Really cool, very Y2K, very cute. It's fine. It has a delicious smell. It doesn't last the longest. It acts like its price point. Like, it's not bad if you want a quick lip gloss glossiness. You know, put this in your purse. You're good to go. If you lose it, you don't really care. So it's great for traveling and a purse lip gloss, but am I going to reach for this over my favorite lip glosses? No. Final category is the eyeshadow palettes. Yay! I was on a little mini hunt for the best affordable drugstore eyeshadow palettes, and I have some interesting thoughts, so listen up. First and foremost, the one that I'm wearing today is the CoverGirl Shimmering Sands. I bought this for nostalgic purposes. I actually had never tried this, and this formula reminds me a lot of Tom Ford. Now, it's not as good as Tom Ford, obviously, but this is what, $5 to $10? Tom Ford is $90 for a quad. This gives that really sheer, very easy to blend out all over glowy eyelid look, which reminds me a lot of Tom Ford. It's not amazing quality, but it's fine if you want a really light eyelid. I enjoyed my time with it. When I applied it, I just used this shade as the outer corner color. Then I used the middle shade as the lid color. And then this shade I actually really liked, the light shade, to brighten areas on my eyes. And I got a really pretty natural look. So if you're looking for a cheap eyeshadow trio where you don't need to think about your makeup too much, you just want to get a little bit of color, a little bit of sheen on the eyelid, this is great. I like it. Also incredible, I knew it would be, the Flower Beauty Desert Lights 6-pan, but this is amazing. Like, this is luxury quality from the drugstore. It is a pricier drugstore product, but totally worth it. If you said this was a luxury brand, I would believe you. This is amazing. So stunning. It is creams, so keep that in mind. It's not a powder eyeshadow palette. Buy it. It's amazing. I've also talked about this a lot recently, the LA Girl Keep It Playful Eye Palette in the shade Downplay. Very high quality. One of the better eyeshadows that I've tried from the drugstore. Don't love these two. These two are very unflattering. If you have textured lids, they're kind of messy. They look chunky on my eyelid, so I don't like these two. But take these two out of the equation. This is a very high quality palette and really, really great neutral shades. The mattes are really, really nice, and the shimmers, minus those two, are very high quality. Also picked up the J Cat Beauty Dia and Noche eyeshadow palettes. I got these for $4, so I have a hard time complaining. And I got pretty looks with these as well, but you can tell they are of a more affordable quality. They're not amazing, but you can certainly make this work. You know, if you don't want to spend a lot of money on eyeshadow, you want something that works, you don't care if it's the best of the best quality, because this is not. This is fine. It's not unusable by any means. I had fun playing with these, and for $4, it's a really, really good formula. But I wouldn't pay probably more than $10 for these, but you can certainly make them work. And the last product that I have in today's video is the Morphe and Jaclyn Hill Divine Neutrals palette. Unfortunately, I did not like this palette, and I was certain that I would because hello neutral tones, and I've been a fan, maybe not a fan, but I've never been bothered by Morphe's formula. But I don't like the shimmers in here because they are so dark. I feel like every time I wore this, I got a dark, smoky eye. I didn't like that. And the mattes were okay, but whenever I use this palette, I found that it took me a long time to get a well-blended, polished kind of eye look. And it had me questioning for a little bit. I was like, have I lost my touch? Can I not do an eye look anymore? No, it was just the quality of these. I didn't like the depths of the shimmers here, so it didn't end up being a favorite palette of mine. So yeah, there we have it, you guys. I just did 32 speed reviews on a lot of the items that I picked up from Ulta. There were a few that I didn't feature because I've talked about them in the past before, or I just haven't used them yet. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful. I love speed reviews. I hope you guys do as well. I always have fun with these. And I will catch you guys in the next one. I will have all of the links to all of the products down below, by the way. Peace out. Have a good one.